Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. You can't see my face, if you notice. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different where you won't have to see my face. And I wanted you to mostly focus on what I'm going to be doing today, and that is drawing. So the first character I'm going to be drawing is VALOR, and if you guys can like this video, I will do more, but I think this will just be the first draw and chat, as people call it, of my YouTube channel. Usually I do games and eventually you'll see more, but this is going to be the first draw and chat of the YouTube channel. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. So VALOR, as you can see, this Pinterest board does not have that many references. I might have more somewhere else, but unfortunately I'm not here. So I'm going to be doing a few of these art references just so you can see a bit of how I draw and mostly my art style. Today I already previously set up some artwork. Usually I do like 4,000 height and width, or 2,000 and 2,000 height and width. But as you can see here, instead I did, I think it was 2,000 height and 3,000 width. I wanted something a bit wider so we can have a bit of collage, and we do right here of these references. So here are the ones that this one is for later, not for this character though. I looked up for some pose references and I found what I wanted, but I'm always going to keep this open just in case I need more. So we got this, stuff like this, and this is just an art tutorial I think I will enjoy. So let's get right into it. As you can see, this is every bit of the references I decided to use. I usually keep it in a folder called references. Then I make it disappear when I don't need it anymore. Usually I just have a clear, transparent background, but sometimes I like doing a specific color. Usually I like it paper colored, kind of a bit off-white, but not completely white. And then once I find the references, didn't mean to do that. After I do that, I do the name of which one I'm going to use. So let's decide which one will fit Veneer or VALOR, which I changed his name the most. I think this one because, a bit of lore while I draw, and let me set up the music. And sorry I'm sniffly today. It is because it is cold outside. Usually I name it whatever I see fit of the pictures. And 1 second. It is a bit loud for me. So, first I start with usually I'd pick a random color, maybe the lightest or the darkest, and then I go with pencil. So, we get the shape outline, like the person did in this drawing. Then I make markings of where there are things, like eyes, eyebrows, nose, etc. Sometimes I don't do the expressions exactly, like I just do a line and then I just draw it how I see fit. And I'm going to make a marking of the shadows and then shoulders which isn't that prominent in this picture. So we've got a bit this. Nothing good, nothing bad. But I'm going to do another thinner. And sorry about the background noise if you can hear my dogs barking. I just kind of go like this to show the hair. And we'll just do random swivels. Nothing good. And then make this one a bit. Make this one a bit and this one a bit there. So you can get kind of an idea. So a bit of lore about this character. I used to play Roblox a lot, and what I would do, was that I would play Clear Skies of Milwaukee, and then I would, something good. And then I would just roleplay at the start. This is very loud for me. Sorry about that. Usually I would, like at the start, I would be like random characters and I would be like, I don't really want to try too hard. That's a little embarrassing, right? So I would just be like, okay, now I'm bored. And so then I made Veneer, which was essentially like an out of character. I would just kind of goof off and do stupid things just for no reason in particular. Typically I would just sit down next to someone in like the cafe or in the diner, or go to the bar and do goofy stuff whenever I saw people or hanging out. And typically it was most popular at the diner, so I would just spend my time there. And so I would then be like, grabs a full glass of milk out of his pocket. Yes, I would do stuff like that, like just to goof off, just to get people's reactions, because that was what I thought was the most entertaining. Now, I'm gonna say that this, you can see this rough sketch is not that good. Like, the head angles are a bit uneven and jagged, and it's just not that great. But this is only a pencil sketch, again, like this, but black, so that way it can be a bit of the shadow, which is what I prefer to do a lot of the time. Also, sorry about this, I want to have it on repeat, and we'll do it pretty quiet because my headphones are like right in my ear, and it's hard to talk when I can hear music blaring. So I would typically just goof off and kind of do whatever just to get people's reactions the most. I preferred like randomly talking to someone when they were just role playing by themselves, really, because a lot of people role play by themselves because they don't have anyone to role play with. So they're like, I'm like, gets their order and starts eating, that sort of thing. They're not role playing with someone else because they don't have anyone else just yet. Usually people join Clear Skies Milwaukee not to play with friends, but to just find other people to role play with. And so I was pretty much the same way. So I would just kind of hang out in the diner until I found someone to roleplay with. And until then, I just kind of stuck there, doing pretty much nothing. So we've got the rough sketch done with. It's not perfect. I'm going to do some shadowing here. And now for the hair, I don't particularly remember if I have any references. Like, I have the whole Discord server for about, like, just of myself, just to have stuff to save, so I know what they look like. Pretty rough pictures, nothing that good. So what I remember is like I made him like really terrible, honestly. Like I made him pretty ugly. Like I didn't know what to do. So I would do like, I remember him having lots of long hair, and then it would just be like gloriously long. And then the latest was like I wouldn't say what's that most common haircut that like every boy has like at least once in their life? I don't know. But so the whole lore in Clear Skies Over Milwaukee is that it's like 1997 or so or something like that. And really, I'm gonna get rid of that and then just make this pretty invisible so that way I can focus on the hair. So the lore of like Clear Skies Over Milwaukee is like it's in the 90s, stuff like that. And so I wanted him to be, I didn't really know what age he was going to be. And I was like, okay, I'll just make him whatever, like 20, whatever. Or either that or like really old. But what I wanted him to be was like a sorcerer. But like a lot of people don't like do fantasy role plays in Clear Skies Milwaukee. They like do serious stuff. And like that's fun and fine. It's just I prefer doing stuff like that's like definitely not like trying to go based off of like completely off the 90s, like, you know, and like it's like a little corny because a lot of the people who are role playing are the people who haven't been in the 90s, so they don't really know what to do or like what the 90s were actually like. So it was either that or someone who would troll people and like kind of bully them for no reason. So we've got the hair going. I'm looking on my phone for the picture that I've saved, which is a Roblox outfit. Corny, I know, but so it's kind of slicked back. I don't know if I like this better though. So I think I'm gonna do two options. So this one will be option 1. And this one will be option 2. So I'm going to do this now and then just make this disappear and kind of go based off of the picture that I have on my phone. And if I want to, I'll probably show you guys, but it's not that great, you know. I think I need this so I know forehead length. Actually, let me do this. Forehead. And then I'm just going to do from eyes to, yeah, and then just have it really light. And then kind of darker than the rest. Yeah, okay. So, after I made him all goofy and dorky, and he would be a stalker, by the way. He would stalk people, because I feel like that's like my whole thing is that I was like, okay, I'm bored, what am I going to do? I'm just going to stalk people, kind of watch them roleplay. So that's how I started him, is like I did goofy stuff like pulling glasses of milk out of my character's pockets, you know, or I don't know how well this is going to look, but I would follow people around and just kind of watch them roleplay until they wanted me to join, that sort of thing. But mostly I would just like make little commentary, stuff like that, just to get people's reactions, because that's just always like a fun thing to do when you're like bored, is like getting people's attention or like just watching them and see how they roleplay themselves, you know, stuff like that is just really cool to me. And so I would do that. And then another thing I would do would be like I would start the roleplay with, I think I would do something funny like ask them for help for something, or I don't really remember exactly. It's been years since I've actually like roleplayed on Roblox, and like it's a little corny, I know, especially because I'm 20, but I mean, I like role-playing, and I would role-play in, like, different forms, of course. And so it's not, like, that corny and that weird because I just don't really have anyone to roleplay with. So for this one, I'm going to do it over the ears because that's what the picture is. You don't really get to see his ears. Personally, I like to say that I'm good at hair, and I kind of feel like I am. So, I think this is what I'm going to stick with. I'm going to give him little strands and then little stray hairs here. Hold on. I feel like you'd have some baby hairs everywhere. So the lore is that he would be alone, bored, stuff like that. So he would follow people. Which one do you guys like better? Option 1 or option 2? So let's get focused on the face. So as I would roleplay him, I got to liking him more and more because he would just have like a impulsive personality, right? So as I got to know him, I began to just design him better. I made him a sorcerer who kind of lived forever because he messed up. He accidentally made him live forever. Like, I feel like in like sorcerer worlds, living as an immortal would not be fun. Typically, movies and shows would be like, oh, we need to find a way for someone to live forever. I feel like it would be the opposite for sorcerers. Like, oh, we don't want to live forever. We just want to die at some point, And now I'm going just based off of what I think he would look like now, because this is a Roblox picture that I have and I'm using for reference. It was just for the hair, which is option 2. And he looks like a goof, so now I'm just gonna go based off of what I think he would wear and how I think he would dress. Originally, he was just someone who'd wear a mask all the time, faceless, right? Then occasionally I made him like reveal his face, like, oh, this is what I look like. I'm sure you'll just end up dying anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, because he would live longer than other people. And so he was like supposed to be depressed, but also like the kind of depressed that makes him bubbly and like try to make other people happy, because I feel like that's the only way he can like act. I feel like he's like too kind to like be the type of depressed where he's not doing anything ever. So, if you can see here, I've got just a bit of an eyebrow outline going. It's nothing specific. I don't really want to do anything too grand yet. Still doing pencil sketch, but this is what I have for the face. Let me do some eyes. Now, my kind of style, I would say, is like a bit of all over the place, So I might do something here differently, or something there differently, and it's never really the same. So I'm also terrible at noses, so ignore that. I think this is fine, but so yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Press the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Now off to the pen part. So we don't need this forehead anymore. And then I'm gonna do pen, and I do it as the thinnest I can. I'm gonna do 2. So with ears without. So that way we can just pick which one is better. Now, I was thinking he would be some ultimate sorcerer supreme. And so he would think he's better than everyone else, even though he's depressed and lonely. He still has like an underlying ego problem. He'd be like, oh, humans. But he'd be sad because he actually just wishes he had someone to be with, and he wishes he was human. So pretty much he just kind of he acts based off of envy. And for a lot of people that is normal, which isn't good, but like, it's understandable. I feel like he would wear a lot of like steampunk sort of clothes, so I'm just gonna do this for now. Nothing that great, just something quick. And erasing my overlines. I typically do that a lot. It's gonna be messy, so bear with me. This will be with ears, so I'm gonna do a nice curve. And this one is very pokey outy. I'm gonna just do this. Now typically I just go like this and nothing too specific. I feel like this one's a little too big. So it's just gonna be this. There we go. Not that bad, but not that great. No, I made it worse. He kind of looks like Dobby, though. This is fine. Now, he would, like, often act like humans are terrible and he doesn't really care for them, but he really just wants human connection, of course. Like, even though he's a sorcerer, he's still human in a way, right? He just doesn't believe it because he lives forever. So I would make him sometimes, like, bond with people, befriend people. Other times I would make him just, like, lose his marbles and he's crazy. Like, world's gonna end, you're all gonna die. Not just like that, but like he would just talk to himself. Like, scarily talk to himself. I know this isn't perfect. I'm not that great at making perfect circles when it's not like this over and over again, Now that we have the eyes done, doing the nose. Not that great, not that bad. I might make the nose a bit bigger, but I kind of do like option 2. But now we're gonna do without ears, which we'll just actually do this. Duplicate and then close this. Oop. With that was my pen for the pen tablet I use. My sister gave it to me because she had gotten other drawing supplies which she's wanted for a while, and now that she has that, I am able to draw using this. I personally suck at drawing not, traditionally. I'm just better digitally, so. And I'm just gonna change a little bit just to make it look better. I know it's well, you can see it's a bit uneven, but now we're gonna do option 1, ink. So we don't need these, but I will keep them anyways. Option 1 ink, and then we're gonna do option 2 ink. So I'm gonna hide that, and then now, upcoming designs, he will probably be, I don't know. I just use him as roleplay character to be when I'm bored. Or I'll probably, like, do other things with him, but I don't know if he'll be, like, book material. But, for now, I'm just gonna be designing him, drawing him, stuff like that. And that's about it. I don't have any plans with him as of right now. I'll probably just like redesign him, make him better, stuff like that. But I'm gonna add some more hair here and a little strand here. Now, that is option 1. I feel like I should do this. So hold on. There. Now we got option 2. I think option 2 is my favorite, but if you guys like option 1, please let me know, because I might do that one instead, if you guys all agree on it. But I feel like I drew this one a bit better. And by the way, I hope you guys like the Christmas music. I was like, I don't want this to be like boring and quiet. So I found something without copyright, so we could just listen to it on repeat. Oh, this is with ears. Hold on, without. So it's easier to tell. It sounds a bit spooky, and it kind of fits him. It feels like Spooky's Castle in a way, which yes, I've played. It's been a long time though. And I feel like he's my favorite character roleplay as, just like for funs. Like I feel like I want to roleplay him as him right now. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I feel like I'm better at role-playing male characters than I am female for some reason. Even though, you know, I am a girl, but it's just funny that way. I have a lot of male characters that I do female. But yeah, this is option 1, or sorry, option 2, and this is option 1. I'm gonna combine those two. So we got option 1, option 2, then without and with. So yeah, now I'm gonna do some clothes, I guess. And I'm sure this is taking a lot longer than I expected, so I don't want it to be that long for you guys. So I'm gonna do something quick. Actually, hold on. Probably like this. I'm not good at symmetry when it's drawing, but now I'm gonna all right. And this is what I have done. If there's anything more you want me to see, any more you want to see and for me to do, please let me know down in the comments below. Actually, hold on. I want to fix that because it's not VALOR. I think it's short for something. I forgot what. I would have to look. But if you want to learn more about him as well, comment down below and I'll make another video about him. But this is him. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.